Hi everyone, welcome back to Hakuhodo Beauty. So I've actually just recorded my NARS blushes overview, and I thought just spontaneously I'm going to do a favourite brush overview as well. And these are a lot of the requests that I've got coming through. And now be warned, because it's spontaneous, I haven't pre-prepared all my brushes so they're nice and washed and, you know, all fluffy looking, etc. These are, you can tell I use these brushes a lot. Anyway, let's get started, shall we? And this one is definitely well used. But I showed this in my favourite products of 2013. It's the It Cosmetics Jumbo Deluxe Powder Brush. And you can see it is definitely jumbo. Like I said, I call it my microphone blush. You can see why. But I just love it. It's a synthetic bristles though. But I love it for my mineral powders and just my standard pressed powders. It's really good, and it just depends how I hold it, how I want to get sort of how, you know, airbrushed I want the look to go. But they're fairly dense bristles, so they work well with my mineral powders. I haven't had any problem with it. And I also have quite enlarged pores around my nose and mouth area, and I find this works well, whatever type of powder product I'm using, to work it in well. And I've washed it a lot. I've got it at IMATS, which is what, September, end of September. So it's washed up well. They haven't had much fallout in the bristles. They've kept their shape, etc. there. So I do like it. It only cost me about 40 Australian dollars, which might be, obviously is a lot from what I used to pay years ago for a brush. But it's been well worth it. I think I'll get my money's worth over the years with this one, as long as I take care of it. And what I do with my brushes, I generally spot cleanse them in between using them, like so every day. Where is my spot cleanser? I had a couple of these, the designer brush cleaner, cleanse and condition. One, I got some at the Beauty Spy Expo and also at IMATS, but you can get them online from Designer Tools, I think it is. So I've got a couple of those. I also use the Brush Elf spot cleanser as well, and the Artiste professional one, which is mainly just alcohol and water, but I like that one a lot better to cleanse them. And I also deep cleanse them with either baby shampoo, also my Dr. Bronners, I'll grab that. I had to run off to the bathroom. My Dr. Bronners Pure Castle soap, that liquid soap. This is great. I love this stuff, and this cost me, I think, $3 something at David Jones for a little bottle. Next time I'm going to grab the big bottle. I love this stuff. It's been really, really good. And this, I got this at, must have been IMATS, that's right, the from, oh gosh, was it Makeup and Glow? I think Sigma have one like this, but this was like $10, $14 or something. But it's been really good. I actually filmed how I wash my brushes video a couple of months ago, and it was just so funny the way, because this is the way I did the angle in the bathroom. I may or may not put it up. If you want to see it, let me know and I'll sit down and try and edit it, but it is just ridiculous. It should really be a blooper video, but that's how I wash my brushes. The next one I've been loving, and I really should have put it in my favorite products. I completely forgot about it. So this is the bdellium Tools. This is the 953 brush. It's like a little mini flat top kabuki brush, like those stippling brushes, as you can see. Again, it's synthetic. This is from the Eco brushes range, and I got this at IMATS as well. But I really love it. It's a nice, I love it. It's really light handle. I love the way it washes, it feels, etc. It's very, very soft, and I normally use it for something like my concealers. This is that It Cosmetics Bye Bye Redness all around here, works really well, and around my eye area. Like, I hate brushes that are really bristly, but this works really well around my more sensitive parts on my face. So I love this, and again, you can see it's well, sorry guys, it's well used. Another one in the bdellium range. Again, I put an annotation in my favorites products of 2013. I forgot it, silly me, it was sitting right up here. Anyway, this again is the bdellium Tools, the 957 flat top kabuki brush. I love this. I love this brush. I gave one away in my IMATS inspired video. Almost wish I kept it for myself as a backup, but I'm going to definitely be getting more in the bdellium range if they're again at IMATS this year. Hope so. But you can see it's a beautiful, dense, soft, flat top. What I love about it feels like a lot of my raw Langnickel kabuki brushes, but it's kept its shape really, really well when I washed it up. And I have other flat top kabuki brushes. Oh, need to wash you, buddy. This is the Sigma F80 flat top. But what I love is when I washed it, it's even though I haven't really tried to keep the shape, it's kept it a lot better than this one. I mean, admittedly, this is a year or more, no, 2 years probably older than this one. So it is hard to tell. This has lasted me quite well. I know a lot of people hadn't had success with some of these brushes when they're washing it, but I haven't had any issues with my ones. But I just love it, and I love, even though this is longer, as you can see, it's not as thick, and it's also lighter. It feels lighter, which is weird. So we'll see how it lasts long term though. These have lasted me well, but so far so good. I like the lighter feel in the brush. It is longer. This is probably a little bit better for traveling, you know, when you want a more compact sized handle. Yeah, and I have to also say, with my brushes, I have no problems with long handle brushes. I know I keep reading posts where people say because they're, you know, they're putting their makeup on without their glasses or their contacts in the morning. I do that. I don't have my contacts in. I can barely see. I have no problems getting up close to the mirror. I hold the handle down a little bit lower. There's no issue for me applying my makeup. So I don't have any issue with long, short handles, etc. So I find these both ergonomic for me. But I just like the lighter feel of this one. It's just my own personal preference. And how soft this is. I just love it. Just how it feels on my face. When I buff in my liquid foundations, like, you know, any of my liquid foundations, I've really enjoyed this brush. So it is definitely one of my favorites. This would be a second favorite, like my Sigma one, as well as my Raw Langnickel. Where did I put it? I put it somewhere, so I don't know. I did a big, when I did my makeup reorganization, I'm going to do a home tour. It was requested. It's going to be shocking, I know, but I reorganized all my brushes. As you can see here, this is one of the Ettica Bling Boxes. I've got most of my most used brushes in here, and then my absolute favorite everyday ones I'm using at the moment are in my MAC. This is that MAC travel brush holder or something. I grabbed this at IMATS. I wasn't going to pay the full price for it. Yes. For, say, something like contouring or blush or something where I want like a synthetic kabuki type one. This is just the e.l.f. powder brush. It cost me a couple of dollars. I've had this for years. I think it was one of the first things I bought from crushcosmetics.com.au. Yeah. And yeah, like I said, a couple of dollars or something like that. And it's lasted me. These are the Taklon bristles. Very soft. And it's actually quite well milled, so quite flat. Also, for such a cheap brush, the quality is really good. And I just love that whole sort of black ferrule and the handle, and it's nice and light. Has washed really well. I haven't had any bleeding on this one. I think some people have. I haven't. There. Another favorite, and I've loved it since I've had it, is the Real Techniques powder brush. Again, needs a good little wash. This was my go-to for powder before I got this one. But this is just something so easy that I use. I love it. And honestly, they actually feel the same weight. So even though, as you can see, the handles are this is a lot shorter, a lot better for traveling, they're fairly the same weight. And this hasn't kept its shape as well. As you can see, it starts to stick out a little bit, but I've washed it tons. Like every couple of weeks, I give them a deep cleanse, but every day I'll do the spot cleanse. I haven't actually done it today because it was just in a bit of a rush today to get everything on. Hello, hubby. Husband's just gave me a funny look. Shush! Filming. And this one I've been really enjoying since I grabbed the IMAX. This is the Hakuhodo foundation brush, the angled one, as you can see. I don't have the model number. I have to look it up, and I'll pop it maybe in a little annotation down here. But it's very similar to the Wayne Goss, his number 1, as you can see. But obviously much smaller. I think there is a Hakuhodo one similar to this one in size. But the same sort of, I think it's probably the same type of bristles, the feel, the way that it applies the makeup. I do honestly prefer the larger size though. I know some people don't have any issues with this size, but since I've got this I prefer it. But this is great for just, you know, the Wayne Goss one for like similar to what I get and finish to this flat top one. But honestly, because of the angle, it's great to get into those little side bits, you know, around your face, all your natural angles that you have. This is obviously a little bit better. But this is great for buffing, like the flat top, and that's great for sort of working in as well. So you don't get it in your fine lines, you know how it sort of stands out there. But yeah, this has been actually really good and washed really well. I have a little bit of what do you call them, breakages, just around the side there. But as long as I'm careful when I'm deep cleansing it or washing it, it's been really good. And I haven't had any sort of too much loss of bristles in there. But those are pretty much the ones that I use just for my face at the moment, or been for months, pretty much since IMATs, most of those ones. For my eyes, let me go to my other drawer. This is my top drawer, and I've got my sort of eye brushes here, my little brushes. I have honestly probably another tub of other brushes that I went through and I've changed up. I do have to throw out some of them that I've just had for donkey's years, to use the expression, and other ones that I'm going to give away to sort of friends that sort of want it, but I really have to clean them and sterilize them sort of properly. But I do love a lot of the Ecotol brushes for my sort of concealer and that. But these, I mean, like I said, I'm not using a lot of these at the moment. They are my sort of go-to brushes. One that I've had for the longest time is the Smashbox number 11 brush, and I use this for, as you can see, can you guess? But it's a lovely angled one, and it's just nice and soft. So number 11 Smashbox. I think this only cost me, well, I wouldn't say only, but it was 10 bucks at PM Studios. I'm pretty sure the first year I went to IMATs, I've had this brush, I'm pretty sure. And probably one of my favorite, it says concealer brush, a number 16 from Bellapierre, but I actually use this as a sort of all over shadow brush because it's just so soft, the bristles. I'm pretty sure you should be able to get this on Bellapierre. I grabbed these in a set, one of their starter kits on Bellapierre years ago, and it's still one of my favorite loose mineral powders is the Bellapierre one. Let's get this around, so that's what it is. But like I said, I use it as an all over shadow brush actually, just because how soft it is and how dense the bristles are, washes up well. And I think these are natural. I'm not sure. I also put a link below. I mean, I still love the Manicure Artiste Professional range of brushes. Their Cosmetica range, they're the same. They're pretty much the same. They're distributed by McPherson Products, and honestly, I've had the brushes of both ranges. They seem exactly the same, although I think they're clearing out their Cosmetica range of brushes. Anyway, I'll put a link down below. They're still some of my favorite brushes, but like I said, I've got so many ones in new brands that I've been trying over the last year and a half. And these are my favorite sort of blender brushes. Starting from my most used is the Royal Langnickel Silk Pro. It's the Lg Large Smudger C445 brush. And I'll put a link below to the post I did on the Royal Langnickel. I still have to do an updated one of the kabuki brushes. I may end up redoing that one as well. I think the audio is a little bit out of sync, but I just love it because it's very, it grabs a lot of what do you call it, color, but you can blend it very, very well, and it washes up, kept its shape really well. I've had this since the first year I went to IMAT, so quite a few years now, and it's kept its shape, whereas something like the Sigma one, which I've had a little bit less, hasn't quite kept its shape, and it doesn't feel as soft or as dense as this one, and it has the longer handle. That's the Sigma E40, so it's Sigma Royal Langnickel, but I love this one. And then there's the Furless one, which is probably my third favorite out of the smudger brushes. This one isn't quite as rounded, and this is more if I want to use something I want to, I suppose, really blend it out really, really well. I like this one. But pretty much when I'm washing and drying one, these serve well. Other ones getting sort of cleansed and stuff like that. I don't honestly have a favorite in a lip brush or an angled brush or anything. I pretty much go between my Ecotolols ones, and at the moment I'm just trialing those Wayne Gosh, the lip and the angled, the liner brush. So I will get back to you on that one. As far as a kabuki brush, let me go to my kabuki larger brush drawer. I love my Royal Langnickel ones, so I love all these because they're just so soft. If you go to the Royal Langnickel thing at IMATs, they're generally about $10 for all of the sizes, so the small or large ones, they're all the same sort of price. So these, the synthetic, the natural bristle, the angled, the dome, they're all there. They're all about $10, so I love all those ones. And when I want like a bronzer all over sort of powder brush, I go to this one. This is my Ecotolols think it's just the bronzer brush, but I love it. And I love how it sort of sits up too, so you can sit it up there when it's out. At the moment it's just in the drawer. And my favorite brush I'm using at the moment just for contouring is this one. This is the Ray Morris number 5 Flawless Shade. I think this line is gone now, but I grabbed this at IMATS. I just love it. And it's lovely and soft. Pretty sure, yeah, these are natural bristles. And it's washed really well as well. But that's pretty much it for the moment. Like I said, it just depends. I switch up between a lot of my brushes. Like some of my other favorite ones, or most of my favorite ones, are really either Royal Langnickel, which is the majority in here, or Elf. So Royal Langnickel, Elf, or the Artist Professional by Manicure. Those are the ones that I sort of go backwards and forwards to very often. When I got a lot of the Real Techniques brushes and the Duo Fiber ones in the sets, I was just using them non-stop. I've sort of washed them and put them away in the drawer for now while I'm using all these other ones. But they're still really good. So I hope you found this useful. I know it's not great to see dirty brushes, but at least you can say I'm generally using them. They're ones I enjoy. You've just seen the products that I like to sort of wash them with. And like I said, if you do want to see that video, but it's just ridiculous, let me know. I'll edit it and pop it up. So I mean, I know I'm not the best at doing some of the demos. Sometimes they end up being more of a comedy of errors, but we can try. So guys, let me know down below your favorite brushes of the moment, any brands that you love, and take care.